It is now time for a casual anime talk with your hosts, KHF
Oh my gosh, this show is awesome!
and ChibiGissy.
But yeah, that's a story for another therapy session.
What?
And now it's time to sit back and relax and talk about anime in a calm and collected fashion.
Hey, we're back! We're back again, yay!
Yay!
Okay, so you may notice that we're a man down from when we used to do this show, from,
Yeah.
I guess, season 1, I guess this is season 2.
Right.
Okay, so go address the elephant in the room that Afro Otaku won't be joining us for some time on Casual Anime Talk. Now, don't worry, there hasn't been any drama, there haven't been any falling outs. He's still a good friend. We still
Yes.
talk to him regularly, but at the moment, as things stand at the moment, he's got some personal issues he needs to work out, and as such, can't really commit to Casual Anime Talk like he used to. But don't worry, he will come back someday. He's not gone for
Yes.
good. It's just for the time being, it's just going to be ChibiGissy and I
Yes.
hosting this show.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's just gonna be the two of us, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to nip that in the bud, whatever the expression is. So, like, there is no misconceptions about why there's only 2 hosts now when there used to be 3.
Right.
So, yeah, it's been a while since we've done this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we enjoyed doing this, but we just kind of fell out of the habit because life got complicated.
Yeah, real life is a...
Yeah. So how are you? How have you been?
where do I begin? like when was the last time we did this? Like 2014 or...
Something like that. It was definitely before I came over to America to visit the 2 of you.
Yeah.
That's something that has majorly changed since we last did this, is that we have actually met in person now.
Exactly.
Which is awesome. I'm actually wearing a t-shirt I got while I was over there at this point in time from Six
Yeah.
Flags.
Yeah, I wish I had my Batman hat that I got from Six Flags, but I couldn't find it. But you know, that's a story.
People can't see it anyway.
Well, yeah, but yeah, that's a story for another therapy session.
What?
It's a phrase that I got from one friend of mine. But anyways,
Oh gosh, the madness begins again. So, right.
But yeah, I've been working on like a lot of my series. You may notice that like on my second channel I have a lot more, such as Pendle About, Sour Candy Filled Donuts, Meat Pie. Although Meat Pie is like the that one child you're just like how the...
Yes, well, well, you know how I feel about Meat Pie. It kept me awake at night for ages.
I'm so happy about that.
Okay. We might want to cut to the chase pretty soon because
Yeah.
from doing the retrospective, I can tell you how impatient people can be with this topic.
Yeah.
So, there's no use in beating around the bush. You've seen in the title of the video that we're going to be discussing the Dragon Ball franchise, because we thought it was a good one to come back into, especially for me doing the retrospective, and we couldn't have done it before on the regular show because Afro Otaku's never seen Dragon Ball, so...
Yeah, he didn't have that much experience with Dragon Ball compared to us. I mean, you know, he had experience with Pokemon and all that, so...
Yeah. About the most experience he's had is with, well, my retrospective, and I don't keep saying this just to plug it, because quite honestly, most people watching this will be familiar with my retrospective anyway, so...
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, no, Dragon Ball, you love it, I love it, despite what certain people may have thought before I started the retrospective.
Oh man.
Oh, God.
You're gonna have to discuss about that, or...
I think I pretty much explained it in the introduction to the retrospective, but in case you didn't see that, back on my old channel I made this whole spiel, this kind of tirade about how I quote-unquote hated Dragon Ball because I was going through a really angsty, contrarian phase of, oh, I hate it because it's popular and I hate everything popular. I was stupid, alright? I was stupid. I was young and confused. I was young and confused, but yes. I've gotten past that phase now. I don't want to say, well, I say I've matured, but I use that term lightly.
Oh, yeah.
but are not aggressive anymore most of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Dragon Ball. So, what really can we say about this? It's a series that really it doesn't need much of an introduction.
Yeah, exactly. It's a series that even non-anime fans are familiar with.
Absolutely. So, certain non-anime fans really enjoyed it. Like I remember, it was the Business when I was a kid. That was the show.
I remember I used to watch on Toonami all the time with another family member of mine.
Yep, same here. It was the thing people were into. Like, I remember talking about it with the kids at school. We'd play games about it. I remember one kid tried to power up his ki. I specifically remember that. He tried to do that, and of course you can't. We all tried to do the Kamehameha.
Yeah.
And everybody listening, don't even pretend you never tried to do it. You're not fooling anybody. I
think I might have did that once. You at least done the Kamehameha once.
Oh,
at least try to.
Yeah. Like I say, you've tried it at least once, even though deep down you knew it wouldn't happen. But there's part of you that like to hope.
you just want to hope, and whenever you go into a screaming fit, you just say, "I'm gonna go Super Saiyan." War flashbacks.
Oh gosh. Wait, screaming fits mean you're gonna go Super Saiyan? Does that make Tumblr Planet Vegeta?
We gotta go easy on those jokes, man.
Okay, well, everyone takes a swing. It wasn't too bad, let's be honest. I could have said worse.
Well, yeah.
Okay, one thing I do want to address here and now, because it's inevitably going to come up, because people are inevitably going to say this in the comment section. When's the next Dragon Ball retrospective coming out? When it's finished. Okay, as of right now, as of the time of this recording, I have only watched 3 episodes of the Piccolo Jr. saga, so let that speak wonders for how far along in development I am with it. So,
yeah.
So it may be a while yet, because I don't know what life's gonna hold for me. But you know, I am working on it. I've got some holiday from work pretty soon, so I'll have time to watch it pretty soon.
Vacation time.
Exactly. Exactly. So I will have time to work on it. It's coming, okay? But for now, we're just discussing the Dragon Ball franchise as a whole, including things I can't normally go over in the retrospective because they haven't happened yet, though I do foreshadow a lot.
Yeah, you do foreshadow. but like, yeah, is it right if I talk about, like, my experience with the Dragon Ball franchise?
By all means. It's your show as much as it is mine.
Okay, so, I remember, like, back when I was 5 years old, which is a good age to watch the Dragon Ball series.
Now I know when I grow up I can solve my problems by punching!
By punching them really hard. We'll talk about TeamFourStar in a bit, but anyways, I remember that, like, there were a lot of shows on Toonami. You know, there was, like, the Tenchi Muyo, although I didn't remember it as much as Dragon Ball. There was Sailor Moon. There are other animes in other places, like there's Digimon, Pokemon, you know, your standard fare, and also Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh yeah.
But like, but like, I do remember when I was really invested when watching the series when I was very young. It's like, I remember like my first exposure to the Dragon Ball franchise was of course Z, because let's face it, that's everybody's first exposure outside of Japan, like their first exposure to the Dragon Ball franchise.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because the way Dragon Ball was marketed is kind of has a bit of a weird yet effective history. But yeah, like I remember I watched like the Saiyan saga. I remember watching the Frieza saga, even though some parts of the saga took a while, such as Goku. We were waiting for Goku to heal up after like the whole Ginyu Force.
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of him.
Oh yeah.
And I remember the Cell Saga, though I don't remember as much as the saga afterwards, which was the Boost Saga. But I think it's because of the fact that it kind of that even though of how weird it was, it kind of fits my weird sense of humor in a way.
Yeah, things did start getting weird with the Boost Saga.
Oh yeah, and as much as I wanted to remember Trunks in the Cell Saga, I kind of remember him more in the Boost Saga because I guess Trunks is a kid, and as a kid at the time, I related it to him more in that saga in a way, which is a bad thing to say if you think about it, but that's just how I felt at the time.
That's fair enough.
But then I remember Toonami also started bringing in the original Dragon Ball, and I think it was advertised as a prequel to Dragon Ball Z. I'm just like, oh shit, it's Goku as a kid. Well, I didn't really say shit, but because I was a underbred kid. But yeah, but yeah, I was really interested in watching Dragon Ball. And one thing I remember that didn't go into the broadcast version is that in the broadcast version of the series there were no panty jokes.
Seriously?
There were no panty jokes in the Toonami version because
we got the panty jokes over here in the UK.
Oh really?
We did, yeah. The dub we got the panty jokes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know how to feel about that because on one hand, at least you got the uncensored version, but at the same time,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, you were saying about Dragon Ball.
But yeah, I remember that I remember liking a lot of the humor, mainly with Yamcha freaking out about Bulma, though I didn't know that at the time I didn't know that he saw Bulma, and I think it was in that filler episode where
when he sees not Dragon Balls.
They are not Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
They're not. But yeah, I didn't know. It was quite interesting to see that it was Goku that turns into the Great Uzaru.
Yeah.
Or was it the Mighty Ozuru? I don't know.
We're gonna get a lot of people peed off with pronunciations of things in this episode.
Oh yeah, true. But but yeah, I remember liking the original series, although I didn't get up to the Piccolo Saga, but I do remember stopping around the Tien Saga because I didn't know what was going on with Toonami at the time. Especially considering that I think also around the same time when they also aired GT, they aired Naruto, I believe.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then I got into a phase where I watched things like Naruto, Bobo, and Zatch Bell.
Well, we all go through. We've all been through that phase with anime. Though I never got into Bobo.
Well, I can understand because Bobo did have a bit of a weird sense of humor, but
Joe,
also did not.
Joe
I also
Sorry, carry on.
I also didn't get an experience with Bleach, and my only experience with One Piece was the 4 Kids stuff, but we don't talk about that.
No, I think talk about that is forbidden by the internet now.
Yeah.
It's like a rule now.
But yeah, that was my experience with the original series.
Oh, well, that was very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a similar story for me. It started airing on Toonami. I think Toonami was about when it started airing over here. It might have been a little bit beforehand, before we got Toonami in the UK. But no, I remember watching it as a kid, and I remember just being blown away by how much more violent it was than any cartoon I'd watched before. And people are gonna hate me for saying cartoon. I don't care. It was more violent than any cartoon I'd seen up to this point. I think that was what the big appeal was for me and a lot of kids, was that this was no other show we'd seen at the time was showing this this kind of intense kind of fighting. I know on its original broadcast certain factors of it were censored, but but still, a guy's arm does get cut off in one of the earliest episodes. I mean,
yeah, it's true.
You could you could. Pardon?
I said poor Tien.
Yeah, Piccolo's does in the fight with Raditz.
Oh yeah, poor Piccolo as well.
I mean, you could censor his blood from red to green, but his arm still got torn off, and I was like, oh my gosh, this show is awesome.
People are beating the shit out of each other. It's great.
At fast pace, it was like so much more intense. But yeah, but I watched the crap out of it as a kid, and then GT came along because we got GT before Dragon Ball in the UK. I remember I watched some of GT when it came, some of its early episodes when it came out, and then I kind of fell off watching it for a while, and then I started watching it again towards the tail end of the Baby saga when it started getting interesting. So I know everybody hates GT, but I remember liking it as a kid, but I feel like I'm gonna think differently when I eventually, years from now, get around to it for the retrospective.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I mean, like I said, I remember watching GT, but I don't think I remember seeing some of the weird things that we remember hearing about GT, if you recall.
Yeah, yeah, because let's be honest, it's going to be years before I get to GT for the retrospective. I'm sorry, but it will. It's out of my hands. But anyway, well, it's not really. Well, it is to a certain point. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'd say when I do get around to it, I might find I think entirely differently, because I've seen clips from it in my recommended YouTube feed, and I'm like, GT is a lot weirder than I remember it being.
Right.
But I feel like I don't need to say that I kind of fell out of the franchise as a whole when Dragon Ball did eventually air in the UK, because I've said that several times in my retrospective. In fact, looking back at my retrospective, I'm just like, oh my gosh, we get the blinking point. Oh goodness, but yeah, that was my experience with it. But it was one heck of a ride.
Oh yeah.
One heck of a ride. And like I say, I never realised that Dragon Ball was, well, I can understand why it was censored in the US, but I never realised that it was, because like I say, the dub we got over here, yeah, all those panty jokes were in there, and I was like, oh my gosh, this franchise used to be a lot more obsessed with underwear than it was later on.
Right.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, I don't remember that much panty jokes in the original Dragon Ball, because I think it was censored when it was airing on Toonami.
I'm sure people are going to complain about that in the comment section, but I'm actually okay. Having to endure these jokes while doing the retrospective, I'm actually okay with that they were censored. I'm surprisingly okay with this. This is one time I'll be okay with censorship.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dragon Ball, it was awesome. We loved it. I remember. It's story time now, and I will bring this up again when I get to this saga in the retrospective. I'm torn at the moment whether I'll fully cover it or if I'll just lop it in with the whole Android story arc. But I remember.
Oh, you mean the Garlic Jr.?
Yeah. Well, I'm torn at the moment, but I've still got a while to go before I get to it. Let me know in the comment section what you think I should do, by the way. Anyway, get into the story now. I remember when that saga was airing. I know a lot of people hated that saga, but when you're a kid, it seems so cool because it's more Dragon Ball Z. You kind of just accept it, even though actually it wasn't that good. But I remember when that saga came out, and Garlic Jr. unleashes the Blackwater Mist, and it turns everybody on Earth evil, and Mr. Popo and Kami have to go get the sacred water to cure everybody. Yeah, I remember my friends and I actually made a game based around this story.
Oh!
In that, it was basically tag, but it was basically like a capture tag game where, when you're tagged and you join the tagger. But it was like that, but we based it around that whole story. We said one person has... I know it's called the Blackwater Mist, but because as a child we couldn't remember that, we just called it the Black Dust.
The Black Dust.
Yeah, and we...
Chichi.
Yeah, one person would have Black Dust, and he had to... when he tagged someone, he had to shout out Black Dust, so a bunch of kids running around the playground yelling Black Dust.
Oh.
I bet that didn't sound as... as innocent as we thought it did, but anyway. Yeah, he had to tag someone saying Black Dust, and then they'd join him as one of their zombie like minions and had to try and tag other people saying Black Dust, and we were each allowed one vial of the sacred water, although we called it holy water. We were each allowed one vial of that and to cure ourselves once and then get away. But yeah, it was fun times.
Well,
See, I can't.
I'm glad you had that sort of part of your childhood.
Yeah, so I can't hate on the Garlic Junior Saga too much because it meant a fun game between my friends and I. So there's one positive about it.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're probably not going to discuss Super too much because ChibiGissy hasn't seen it and I haven't seen all of it yet.
Yeah.
I'm very behind when it comes to Super. I'm sorry about that, but
we apologize.
But I know things about it, but I'm not caught up yet.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's. I mean, I guess now we should probably talk about like moments we enjoyed from the series. But what's there to say? Everybody has talked about these moments. I feel like we can't really add anything new.
Well, I really like I like the moments when Goku becomes Super Saiyan, like, and Gohan trying to be strong and all that.
Yeah.
I like those moments.
Yeah, they're just those epic. They stick in your mind when you're a kid because it's like, oh my gosh, that's the coolest stuff ever.
But also, like, the weirder moments, I also stick with, like, the Boom moments in the Boo Saga, because that's the saga I remember the most, which I know a lot of people are gonna lynch me for.
Well, the Boo Saga, despite that being where the series took a weird turn, and to say that about Dragon Ball, that's saying a lot.
Right.
Despite that being where the series took a weird turn, and, we all know why, because Akira Toriyama wanted people to lose interest. People still hold the Boo Saga quite fondly. So
yeah, that's true. Even TeamFourStar.
Exactly. And yes, inevitably we're going to discuss TeamFourStar because you can't not talk about them when you talk about Dragon Ball now. They're like attached to it.
They are synonymous with
exactly.
with Dragon Ball,
and for good reason.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we all remember, but we all know what the greatest episode was. Well, the greatest filler episode of Dragon Ball ever was. Or Dragon Ball Z ever was. It was the episode where Goku and Piccolo learn how to drive.
Oh man, I wish I remember actually seeing the episode because I maybe I should go back and watch that.
It's really bad. Like, it's a bad episode, but it's got such a ridiculous concept that it's brilliant. It's amazing. And
yeah.
It's probably the only episode of Dragon Ball Z that my sister said she enjoyed and that she could probably remember, actually.
GG.
That episode's so bad, but it's so good because it's such a ridiculous concept.
Right.
Oh gosh.
So shall we get around to talking about the characters?
I suppose we could. I mean, we didn't really discuss moments we like that much, but there's not really a lot we can say because, like, we love the series as a whole. Saiyans crashing into Earth, wanting to destroy everything, and then and the Zoo Warriors are like, "No, we're gonna stop you," and then most of them die. And they have to go to Namek and they fight Frieza and Toka Sentai and all that, and it's so cool. And then Cell comes from the future and he's all like, "I'm gonna kill you all," and Goku's like, "No, I'm gonna send my 11-year-old son to fight you because I'm Dad of the Year."
Oh man, I'm so glad that the TeamFourStar made that joke.
Oh gosh. In fact, in mentioning that, that's probably the perfect way to go into talking about characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Goku.
And what a terrible father he truly is.
Now I understand he had a bit of a shelter upbringing when he was growing up, and with his Saiyan heritage, it's kind of different than how humans work, but like.
But he still sent his 11-year-old son to fight a killer android from the future, who the killer android he then gave a senzu bean to.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep, so did I. Until I saw the TeamFourStar joke, I forgot about that. I was like, And not to mention the fact that when Kid Buu destroys the Earth, he saves He saves Vegeta. He saves Hercule. Yes, I said Hercule, not Mr. Satan. Fight me on it, nerds. I'm picking off a lot of people in this video.
To be fair, so am I, because I like I said, I have more memory with the Buu Saga.
Well, like I say, the Buu Saga still held fondly.
Oh yeah.
I keep saying things like "fight me," nerds. See, this is what Dragon Ball. This is why you shouldn't watch Dragon Ball. It makes you violent, kids.
According to parents.
Oh gosh. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Kid Buu destroys planet Earth. Goku saves Vegeta. He saves Hercule, Mr. Satan, whatever you want to call him. Doesn't save the lives of his sons, who aren't dead. They're unconscious at the time. Doesn't save Piccolo or Vegeta's son. No, that sounded weird. Doesn't save Piccolo or Trunks. No. It just saves Vegeta and Hercule, not the lives of his sons. That's like Father of the Year right there.
Right. Oh gosh.
Hey, heck, though I haven't seen Super, I have seen the clip where he doesn't understand why Vegeta wants to stay by Bulma's side while she's pregnant again. Even going as far as saying, "I was dead when Goten was born." It's just like,
that is not.
You should be more ashamed of that than you actually are.
Right.
Okay, but it's not like there's only negative things to say about Goku.
Yeah, Goku can be heroic, although while he does have some darker sides to him, like he does care about his friends and family in a way.
He does love his friends and family. It's just he's not particularly good at being a father and a husband, but he does show in his own way he does care about Chichi and his kids.
Yeah, and to be quite fair, he can be quite a bit of a badass.
That's true.
Yeah.
We all remember the moment he first went Super Saiyan. It's like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yep. It's like, but also we could talk about his brother Raditz. He died.
Yeah, that was a thing. For such an important character, he was barely a footnote.
Right.
I'm your evil brother. Oh no, I'm dead.
Yeah. But I guess we could talk about Piccolo now, since he's like a secondary main character in a sense.
Well, until Vegeta comes along and takes that position from him.
Oh yeah. I just had to say that Piccolo is a better father, even though.
Yeah, well, this is what this video is just going to turn into, talking about Dragon Ball and fatherhood.
Yeah, like he did, he basically did take Gohan to train for the Saiyans, but like, you know, he slowly began to care about Gohan, and like to the point where he sacrifices himself for Gohan.
Exactly. No, well, to the point where I think even now doing Super, like some of the things they've gone through, they've done with Gohan. From what I've heard at least, I think even he views Piccolo more as a father than he does Goku.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh gosh. No, Piccolo is best dad. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hard on the kid, but we do see he does grow to care for him and genuinely love him.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, acts more like a father than Goku does. And considering he was a being born of, considering he was a demon born out of a sheer desire for vengeance upon Goku, the fact that he has become a better father than Goku speaks wonders.
Right.
for how bad of a father Goku is.
Yeah. So I still wonder how King Piccolo was able to give birth to Piccolo with that giant hole in his chest.
I don't know. When I was watching that for the retrospective, I was just like, how are you? Why am I questioning it? We've got animal people, dinosaurs in the future, fairies, capsules, freaking mermaids. Why am I questioning it?
It's one of those if you want it, you get it in the Dragon Ball universe.
Oh gosh, imagination's a funny thing.
Yeah. Now we can talk about the Prince of all Saiyans, Vegeta.
Well, if one, because this is just turning into a discussion of fatherhood in Dragon Ball. Well, Vegeta is what starts out as just as bad of a father as Goku. In fact, debatably even worse, considering he openly attacks his son.
Oh yeah, especially in the Cell arc.
Yeah, he does slowly begin to get it though.
Yeah.
He's slowly but surely getting there. It's just taking him a while.
Yeah, because he has so much pride in his.
Yeah. You know, and his Saiyan blood and whatnot, but it's like he's getting there. But I would just say, like, Piccolo and Vegeta are probably the two best developed characters in the whole franchise.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, they're and well, it's kind of they kind of go. I guess you could make the point that they do kind of go through the same kind of development in that they started out as villains, but slowly begin to care about the Earth and whatnot, and slowly, well,
Yeah.
join the good guys. I mean, it's more. Well, I'd say the caring is more with Piccolo because we see him growing to care for Gohan, and Vegeta, it just becomes about of having to prove that he's better than Goku at first. But we do see, that by the Buu saga, he does give a crap about the Earth and his family.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Well, we see it as he's about to blow himself up, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
After being turned evil because he wants to be evil again, blah, all that fiasco.
Oh yeah. Oh, but yeah, like he started out as like like before we even know he had a son, he started out as like a prideful Saiyan, like when they wish for immortality.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like one thing I do remember is that one of my family members, and it was years back, like before Super even existed. I was like asking them, so how do you feel about Vegeta? And there's like, I didn't really like Vegeta that much. He was a mean, poopy face. That's what I remember my family member was saying.
Nice. Well, they're not entirely wrong, but he gets better. Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely.
Well, yeah, like I say, his development is similar to Piccolo, except dragged out a lot longer.
Oh, yeah.
With Saiyan pride and all that.
So, shall we talk about Gohan?
Well, Gohan's a difficult one to talk about because the fan base, after the Cell arc, the fans are divided about him.
Oh, you mean like after of how he developed in the Buu saga?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe for him we'll go into the two separate sections. One that's like before the Buu saga and one that's like during the Buu saga. And
well, Gohan is another character who I think went through some of the best development in the series, and it really felt like they were shaping him up to be the new protagonist.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, which was the status quo of things after the Cell saga.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, the Cell game saga, but yeah. It felt like a natural point of succession there.
Yeah, that's true.
But then the Majin Buu saga decided to mess it all up.
they turned Gohan into a dork.
But the thing is, and I'll discuss this when I get to the Majin Buu saga, I actually don't mind it because I actually quite enjoyed his like dorky interactions with Videl and whatnot.
Yeah, true.
It reminded me of like the awkwardness of Goku when he was a kid and learning to adapt to modern society and whatnot. It reminds me of that, and to me it was a fun little throwback.
Yeah, that is true.
Because while he hasn't been quite as sheltered, Gohan still has had kind of a sheltered upbringing.
Yeah, I mean, but let's face it, like after many years of like fighting like all the bigger threats like Vegeta, Frieza, Cell, the androids, Dr. Gero, I mean, like, come on, like it's kind of hard not to be socially awkward when it comes to trying to be social.
Exactly, when he's just, to go from being the savior of the earth to trying to be a regular teenager, that's, again, it feels like a natural next step for the character, and I thought it was amusing.
Yeah, true. I still, though I remember that not people are not too big on Videl and Gohan because of the fact that like back when back I saw like in one post on Tumblr where the reason why they're not fond of the ship is that they created Pan, and this is back when people thought that GT was canon.
Yeah. Well, because at the time it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a controversial pairing because they created Pan.
Speaking of Pan, I don't really remember her that much.
Good. Even though I hear like I hear Pan in Super is like the most badass baby ever.
Oh yeah.
But well, I just the pain is too real from GT.
Yeah.
Look, guys, when I get around to GT years from now for the retrospective, you're going to discover I hate Pan.
I mean, I think it was a bit obvious in some of your playthroughs with Joe.
Oh yeah, but in those videos, I was also trolling people by saying Videl's the best ever.
Yeah.
But yes.
I also want to talk about, since while her role kind of went into the background because bigger threats. We had to discuss about Bulma since she started out as the main character.
And Bulma is debatably the most important character in the Dragon Ball story.
Yeah, true.
I mean, she's the reason Goku, he left the forest, so he went out to see the world.
Exactly.
She's ultimately the reason Vegeta switched sides. Let's be honest.
Yeah, true.
Even though he wouldn't admit that.
Yeah.
She's the reason that look, she made the Dragon Radar, so she's the reason they can even find the Dragon Balls in the first place. So
that is true.
Back
then I didn't know that before Dragon Ball I didn't know that Bulma was the main character of the original series. I thought that she was important. Like she was more in the background, mainly in the Frieza saga.
Yeah, well, she just kind of stood there and was just like, when are they getting back?
Right.
But yeah, no,
No, you go on.
Okay, man.
I was about to end things up, but you were about to say more about Bulma?
I was just gonna say, no, I was just gonna reiterate the point that she is probably the most important character in the story.
Yeah.
I mean, Goku might be the hero, but he wouldn't have become a hero if it weren't for Bulma.
Exactly.
Oh,
I also want to talk about Chichi for a moment because I know fans are divided on Chichi.
Well, look at what she has to go through with her husband.
Well, yeah. I mean, back then, some fans didn't realize it because people see Goku as his best hero and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, and I can understand why. Yeah. So anyway, carry on.
And they didn't understand what Chichi has to go through.
I mean, she can go a bit psychotic at times, though.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm putting it nicely when I say that.
Oh, yeah.
This is why you don't marry your stalker, Goku.
But I still like Chichi in a way. I know a lot of fans are divided on her. Heck, I remember this one guy who was a fan of your content. I watched his top 10 hated anime characters, and Chichi was on the list.
Well, like I say, while she's justified in some of it, she can be a bit on the psychotic side.
Yeah. So I like how TeamFourStar exaggerated her more psychotic side.
The scary thing is, it's not that much of an exaggeration.
Oh yeah, you do have a good point. Speaking of TeamFourStar, let's.
I mean, we've only really scratched the surface with the characters, but there's a million characters to talk about. We could talk about Yamcha, Oh no, he died.
I mean, he died, he got back to life, and then became a butt monkey.
And then died, and then came back, and then he died some more.
On one sense, I kind of feel bad for Yamcha because I know he also started out as an important character.
He was the one who saved the day in the Pilaf saga.
Yeah, true.
Well, technically Oolong did by preventing the wish, but still, he saved everybody from Great Ape Goku.
Yeah, true.
But like I say, like we've only scratched the surface, and we didn't really say anything about Goku other than the fact that he's a terrible father. But
yeah,
there's like a million characters to discuss.
Right? Dude, a lot of characters in the franchise.
There's 400,000 main characters.
Right?
Oh goodness. We
We
might even have to do like a second, like a follow-up video on this because there's like so much to discuss about Dragon Ball.
Yeah, true. That's true. So.
Yeah. What did you want to discuss again? I went completely off the walls there.
A TeamFourStar. Should we talk about our history with TeamFourStar? Like,
go ahead if you want. Yeah.
Okay, so back in the day when I was getting back into Sailor Moon, I discovered like this little series called Sailor Moon Abridged, made by Megami 33. And then like at first I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what abridged series were at the time.
Oh yeah.
But like I think I began to know more about it. Like as I discovered, I think from your old YouTube channel, I know what exactly what abridged series are. Like when you use that clip of which I totally had permission for and didn't steal, and it totally wasn't a justified reason to take down my old channel. Don't hate me, little Karibo. I love you so much. You okay, fam?
I'm okay. Carry on.
But yeah, like I began to know more about it, and like, you know, like I think I'm from the same. I said like this person who was a fan of your content. I watched their videos, and you know when he talk about Chichi, he referenced TeamFourStar, Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and I thought, oh, this sounds interesting, and I also check that out. And then I watched what was basically all the episodes at the time, which are like around 2012, and well, I kind of fell in a habit of watching. Years later, I kind of got back into watching it. Like started like I think I kind of ended things off with after watching the Frieza saga of the Abridged series.
Okay.
But then like I kind of got back into the habit of watching the series again after you know, my interest in TeamFourStar got back this year, I think.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like me with the Dragon Ball franchise as a whole.
Yeah, although I didn't say that I hate.
Shush. We're past that now. That never happened.
But anyways, you wanted to say?
Yeah, like, you know, anybody who's talked to me knows that I'm not a big abridged series guy, even though I voice in an abridged series. Mega Man NT Warrior Abridged by Zion Craze, look it up, I do various voices. Plug. Yeah.
I've watched it, even though I have no experience on that series.
Hopefully Zion will appreciate me plugging his show that I held up for a year. But anyway, that's another story. But anyway, yeah, no, I was never. I mean, I used to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged a lot when it first started the Abridged craze, but I kind of fell out of watching them because it felt more like. Because for a while it felt more like people were trying to do their own shows with these already established shows, like turn them into their own characters and whatnot. I'm like, no, you're not really making it fun anymore. You're not doing like the light-hearted parody that I was used to, which poked fun at some of the more ridiculous aspects of anime. It's like you're bringing these aspects of characters that don't make sense, that have nothing to do with how they were originally portrayed, so they don't make sense.
Yeah, I think that's one of the problems I had with some abridged series I've seen at the time.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of had a falling out of abridged series for so long, and so I initially stayed out of the TeamFourStar stuff because I thought I heard abridged, and that was where I went to. I didn't give it a chance, which was unfair, and I will fully admit was unfair. Which is why years later I got over myself. especially because Joe was singing its praises so much, and I got over myself and decided, stop it with your Saiyan pride and just give it a shot, and well, I fell in love with it.
Oh yeah.
Because
this series has pointed out some of the. While it shows a lot of love for this series, it points out a lot of the plot holes.
Well, yeah, and that's just it. It was done with such a love for it, and yeah, okay, they do the thing of like introducing certain factors about characters that weren't there, but in a lot of cases with this series, there's actually at least a somewhat foundation for them most of the time.
With Nappa.
Exactly. Vegeta, look, a Pokemon.
And also there's Guru, or as they called in the series, Super Kami Guru.
Oh gosh, the two that created the biggest memes for that show.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So yeah, like I said, yeah, it does sort of do the things that not so much anymore. They seem to have got away from that whole thing of, that I didn't like British series doing, which of making the characters their own. They seem to have gone away from that and have just made it a fun parody of a, let's face it, really ridiculous show.
Oh yeah.
I mean, don't get what, I can say it's ridiculous. I have no problem with saying this show is ridiculous and still loving it.
Oh yeah. Look, I there's a lot of ridiculous things I've seen in my days that I ended up liking.
It's like, yeah, this is ridiculous. Like, you can't. It's hard to deny. Look, you can't look at this show and say it is completely normal, but that doesn't mean you can't love it.
Oh yeah. You can like a thing and still find it ridiculous.
Exactly. Which is pretty much how I imagine people feel about my content.
Or mine.
What few views we get.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got a little bit more views because I'm, I kind of. You were saying?
Because you have me to thank for that. I'm joking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I joined MAPs from my friend Casserole. Yeah.
Fair enough. But anyway, my point originally was, like, I avoided TeamFourStar for so long, and I regret that I did. But now I watch them and I love them and I'm all caught up with them.
Yeah.
They're good. Like I say, can't believe I'm about to say this, but while Lord Karibo might have invented doing the British series formula, I think they kind of perfected it.
Oh yeah.
Because, like I say, yeah, it takes its jabs, but the series is done with just such a love for the franchise, and like some of the jokes you have to be a real Dragon Ball nerd to know.
Yeah, I didn't know the whole cat loves food. Yeah. It was actually like a reference from the old dub.
Yeah, exactly. Like, to someone who's like only a passing fan of Dragon Ball, they'd probably look at that and just think that's just some silly thing they added in. No, there was foundation for that.
Oh yeah, and not to mention with Little Green, that's like a reference to the UK dub.
Oh gosh. Right, so
you want to talk about the UK dub?
Well, okay. No, there wasn't a UK dub for the series. We didn't have, like, British Goku be like, "Oh, I'm going to beat you up, governor." A thing like that. We got when we got the series, we got the Ocean dub, like America did. Mm-hmm. But when we in England didn't get the movies for years, the Dragon Ball movies, and considering that they're hit and miss most of the time, that's probably not a bad thing. But when we did finally get them, we got this really weird dub. Like, one of the worst dubs I've ever heard was in the dub we got of the Dragon Ball Z movies.
Oh yeah.
Wherein the voices were awful. They called Vegeta all the time, which was really annoying.
Vegeta.
And for some reason they called Piccolo Big Green.
Big green threads.
Yeah. They called him Big Green. I think Dende was called Little Green in it, but I can't remember. But it was awful. It was dreadful, but I deluded myself into thinking this was good, watching it because it was the Dragon Ball movies. And I was just so happy to finally be able to see them.
Wasn't Goku's name Kakarot called Kakaroto?
Yeah, but that's the Japanese pronunciation. So, guess they were going from that, but then why did you then call Vegeta Vegeta? Because even in the Japanese version, he's Vegeta. I don't. I can't.
Sounds like you guys had an awkward English dub.
Like, you can find a lot of these clips on YouTube, and I recommend looking them up. Well, if you have a morbid curiosity, look them up, but they are awful.
One clip that I think I remember from the dub of those films is that, like, I hear, like, it was, like, in one of the movies, I forgot which one. It takes place in the icy area, but, like...
Oh, that'll be the Android 13 movie.
Well, I'm not so sure if it's that, because it ends things off with, like, the characters, laughing, or...
Oh,
I think it
might be the Dr. Wheelo one.
Yeah. And then, like... like, the characters' voices sounded weird. Like, the only one that I could say sounded normal was Gohan's voice, but even then, like, it's not, like, how I'm used to. Like, from what I remember, like, and this person in the comment section made a good point, is that, like, when Krillin was laughing in that clip, he sounded like Krusty the Clown.
Oh gosh, like, say what you will about the Funimation dub. I know some people love it, some people hate it, but compared to the dubs we got of the movies over here, it is a masterpiece compared to them.
Yeah, I feel sorry that the English dubs you guys produce are either hit or miss.
They call Broly Broly.
Broly?
Yeah. It's like, let's go grab our Broly. beat the crap out of Kakaroto.
Oh man, I'm so sorry that you got.
Yeah, it will give you. If nothing else, it will give you a new appreciation for the Funimation dub if you see these clips.
Right.
Even if you don't like the Funimation dub, it will make you appreciate the effort they are going for.
Yeah. One thing I do notice, like, with Funimation dubbing, like, I know that they're, like, the way they're dubbing the series, they're dubbing, like, Dragon Ball Z Kai, which is, like, a more condensed version, and I remember catching it when I was, like, going through channels and I discovering it on Nicktoons Network, and I know that, like, some of the voices are different, like, I know that Gohan sounded more like a kid, and, like, and I think I heard Bulma's voice, but I didn't hear that she's voiced by Monica Riel.
Yeah, she is. She's the new voice of Bulma. I was gonna say, and also the Kai dubbing has a more accurate translation to what was said in the original.
Yeah, like the Makako Senpo.
Well, yeah, but also things like Cat loves food. Yeah. That's actually. Well, now it's actually what they were talking about, which was it's good to be in a time of peace.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Though in some areas of the original Funimation dub where they changed like certain aspects of the audio or whatnot, I actually preferred how they did things in the original dub of it than in the Kai dub, because like there's a point in the Boo Saga when Majin Vegeta is fighting Goku and he basically tells him like why he hates him.
Yeah?
We get a lot more explanation in the original Funimation dub than in the Kai dub.
Oh really?
The Kai dub he does explain it, but it's only a very brief explanation, but in the Funimation dub he goes into proper detail about how his pride is hurt, and how no matter how good he gets, Goku always seems to be better and all that, and it's actually, I think, really builds the character up better.
Yeah, that is true.
You get a proper understanding of his point of view on the matter.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Anyway, this recording has gone on for nearly an hour now.
Yeah, I know this, and it's probably gonna.
And the thing is, we've only scratched the surface of things we can talk about. We barely mentioned characters and barely went over the plot. But it's like, what can you say? It's Dragon Ball. We love it.
Yeah.
Anything we say about it, you probably either already think yourself, or you've heard other people say. It's like we can't bring anything new to the table. We can only gush over it.
Right. And also bring up the point about TeamFourStar.
But we should probably wrap things up now because if people are still listening, they're probably beginning to get bored now.
Oh, we apologize.
But hopefully you enjoyed the ride. And like I say, I know there's a lot of stuff we haven't discussed, but we had to get a lot out of the way in the beginning. And hey, maybe we will do like a follow up to this. Maybe we'll do a Dragon Ball discussion part 2 or something in the future.
Yeah, but for now, I guess we'll end things off. So
yeah,
this is TeamFourStar of YouTube.
Yep, and this is KHFMcAwesome, and we hope you have enjoyed just casually talking about anime with us. So
yeah,
I wish we had an outro line to go on, but no. Well, we are signing off.
We are signing off.
Right,
Goodbye.
Bye.